Exactly.
So when everybody looking at you like, yo, you with that? Yes.
I feel okay. Can I interject again because I think that statement.
You've been fucking since your teens. You are a certified, bona fide, all the way up.
Oh my God, you really a.
Hey guys, welcome back to 8 at the Table. We have a great topic today, but before we get into that, let's talk about our wonderful guest, Mr. Hustle Hard himself, Maino, Brooklyn rapper.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling absolutely great.
Okay, it's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
I'm black.
And
hopefully proud.
And proud.
And proud and from Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
All right.
Brooklyn. Big Brooklyn.
Big Brooklyn. We love to see that. Brooklyn.
Definitely.
Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn. Where in Brooklyn are you from?
The only place that really come on. What we talking about? I'm from Bed-Stuy.
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Maino's
Yes.
from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn,
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
And you're very proud of that.
Yes.
All right.
Very.
Like, I was about to say, glad to have you here.
I mean, I wouldn't be nowhere else. I like it. You got a nice thing happening here. You got, like food and, shout out to the lovely Marie. I feel like, the way she gave me that bowl, I feel like they should name school after her.
We love Marie here.
Yeah, we love Marie. Thank you, Marie.
No Marie slander happens anywhere here.
a legend.
We love her here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the glue.
And of course we have
You know what I'm saying?
Rico Hundo. Rico.
No
We have-
introduction, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I've been out here working, doing my things. The hustle man himself. Nah, I'm fucking around. But I do be hustling, but it's your boy Rico Hundo. You already know the vibes.
And we have
Hey guys, it's your girl Erin The Renegade. Thank y'all for tuning in. We finna get into it. And yes, I said finna.
Wow.
Okay, so for today's topic, we're gonna go and get right into it. Rico, I heard you got a letter.
Yes. So I got a letter from somebody who's seeking advice. Man, I'm gonna read this to you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This would be some dope advice for you to
Right.
give. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did read it. It's a crazy story.
Right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
So he says, I've been married to my wife for almost 20 years. It was a second marriage for both of us. A year into the marriage, I contracted an STD and found out that she had it since her teens. At parties with her friends, I started hearing about how promiscuous she had been in her younger years, and I just accepted it as if it was before me. We have always had a real good sex life and discussed how great it has been, but now she wants to practically stop having sex. I'm handsome and I'm in great shape, and a very understanding and sensitive lover. She is still beautiful, attractive, and has no serious medical conditions. She explains that she had so much sex in her early 20s that I can take it or leave it. In this case, it's leaving it. And being the person who married her, I am now starting to pay a price for her early wild times. Is this a common rationale for writing off sex? I'm now convinced this may be a reason to not be promiscuous in your younger years.
So what is exactly the question? It sounds like a statement.
Yeah, so what I think he's trying to say is, can you really turn a hoe to a housewife? Because it seems as if he had a girl
Right.
who was being promiscuous. She's had a lot of sex in her early 20s and
Lot of
early
sex.
teens because
Yes.
she got she had
She
an
still
STD.
was having sex.
So I wonder how many people she gave it to. But besides that, now she doesn't want to have sex later on in her life. So should you kind of hold out in your earlier years?
No.
Okay.
Wait. I just want to make sure I understand the facts.
Yes, ma'am.
She just stopped having sex. Like, what's the reason?
Yeah, I was actually confused on that too. So he found out that she's always had this STD that was not known to him this whole time.
No. A year into the marriage. So they've been married for 20 years. So year
Yeah, but she
one.
had that year that she had the STD in her teens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since her teens.
Since her teens. Okay.
And she had a lot of sex in her teens and early 20s. And now she's basically saying she's tired of having sex. She too much.
Okay, so with the husband now finding out that she has an STD that she's carried for all of these years, she's the one to say now that she doesn't want to
He
have.
already forgave her for
Yeah,
that.
he forgave her.
Oh, he forgave her for
Because
that.
he stayed with her.
Yeah, for
Yeah, for
19 more
19
years.
years.
19 more years. So he really the. He's the. He's the.
He's the
Yeah. He's the.
Yeah, he's bugging out.
I also
I mean-
think she's bugging out too. Like stopping sex for what now? I feel like that's very selfish on her behalf because I don't really think that that has anything to do with being promiscuous in your younger years. I just feel like that was a decision that you made for yourself. And just because you had a lot of sex when you're younger, that doesn't mean stop having as much sex as you want when you're older. I don't think that the two correlate.
If the question is, can you turn a hoe into a housewife, whether male or female? I would probably say it depends, right? It depends on if the person if the said hoe is currently a changed hoe or if they still currently hoe. So if they're still if they because everybody can change, right? Everybody could have she could have changed later on, right? So if you was home in your earlier years, you could have deleted it, right? And
Your can get deleted.
yeah,
What?
In the words of Drea.
no, but it's not even just her. But I mean, I've watched girls that was hoe become famous, and people forgot all about that. The fact that they was
Yeah.
so fame and image can delete certain things or just time alone, right? So this is a fact.
But can they delete like your tendencies?
That's the thing. If they are evolved, right? If they are at a point in their life when they saying I'm changing, then maybe. But me, I would play it safe. I would probably just say no.
I tried to cuff a couple times in my life. It didn't work.
It don't work.
It never worked.
Person gonna be a person.
Yep. When push come to shove, she gonna want to do what she want to do, and there's no stopping her.
Ain't no changing nobody.
Wait, so this
No,
is
but there is. People can change.
But
Like
you can't change them though. They have to want to change.
Okay, true. But people do change.
Yes.
So as far as like them changing their tendencies or their ways, like it can definitely happen. Especially if we're talking about like such a huge gap. We're talking about her in her teens and her early 20s and her 19 years into her marriage. Like that's a long time. Like that.
Be hoeing.
She was. She had sex in her teens and her early 20s.
In her early 20s, okay, but that was a different time period for her. That definitely does not make her the same person.
It's up to her though.
So this is it. You cannot be married for 20 years and now you got buyer's remorse. Fuck out of here. That's a real thing. You can't have a car and then 7 years later you want to take the hell back. It doesn't work like that. If he had a problem from the jump, he should have said it. You cannot stay with somebody for 20 years and now you got a problem. Do you have a problem with the fact that she used to hoe? Or do you have a problem with the fact that she don't want to fuck you now? Like let's not like conflate topics here.
Well, really, because he was, I think, I hate to put it out, like, in my opinion, he was probably somebody who wasn't really getting women like that.
Yeah, more than likely.
More than likely, right? So now, you know, you married.
Because he should have been home too.
He should have been home too. And
He probably was.
the thing is, he probably got somebody who could actually fuck him right. And usually take a
So his wife.
usually take a she gonna do it to you. You feel me?
Who does it all the time?
She gonna do it.
I'm a victim of hoe. I'm a victim, trust me. Oh, they've been hoeing on me a long time.
And that's how she got 20 years out of him.
Yeah. Damn.
So
But you can take the car back though.
You can't.
Why can't you? We do it all the time. You like a car, you buy a car. You don't want it no more, you go and get a new one.
But that's the thing. It's a time. You have a time limit on it. You can't have buyer's remorse 7 years later. Like, it's okay if you don't like the car a year later or you don't like it a week later.
You're saying it's too long.
20 years? 20 years. Now you got a problem. Maybe you better sit down somewhere. Don't like.
I think the problem is the fact, it's not the fact that she's not him. I think the problem is the fact that she's telling him, I done my whole life. I'm kind of want to chill now.
Is that what the cards say?
Yeah. Look.
Did it really give a reason?
Yeah,
for
that
her
wasn't a
not
real
want-
question.
She explains to me, she explains to me that she has so much sex in her teens and early 20s that she can take it or leave it. In this case, I'm leaving it. Imagine a girl. Yo, I wish.
So I'm just trying to imagine what her thought process is. Like, damn, I fuck so much that like sex doesn't mean anything to me anymore, or I fuck so much that damn, I can't even get horny anymore. Like,
Here's
I
my
don't
thing.
know.
I think there's hope, and then I think there's temporary exploring.
Okay, break that down.
Right. So there's a time where you go and explore. You feel me? Maybe you 21, right? 21 to 23 or 24. Let me just give a time frame. 3-4 years. Now, the 3-4 years you might have, you know what I'm saying, around, did this, did that, traveled, did that. But that's not who you truly are at the core. That's just an experience that you wanted to experience. When you've been since your teens, you are a certified, bona fide all the way up.
Let me ask you a question.
Like, and there's no changing that one.
Is there a time limit on hope? Right? Meaning, is there age that you are supposed to not be a or is it, life is life? Because life is lifing, right? Life is happening, right? And some people change and some people don't, right? Some people just adapt to who they are and just own who they are. So is there, like, because we keep talking about whether she was a hoe in her teens, early 20s, can she be a hoe in 30s and 40s, or is it
They definitely got old out here.
Facts. But my thing is, the way I look at life, right, is like this. Anything that you do for a long enough time, it becomes a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to play sports, if you want to be in the streets, if you want, be a scholar, if you want to be a simp, if you've been doing this for 10, 15 years,
you might be stuck with it.
You stuck at least with a little bit. It's not always going to leave.
You can't let it go.
You can't let it go. It's just, and every time something revisit it, you go back and play in the same field again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? She was doing it since her teens.
But can she change?
No,
No, she can change if she wants to, though.
she can't.
But no, she can possibly change. Anybody can change. She can change later on in life, right? Whether she changed at 30, changed at 40, changed at 50, whatever, right? Because if she has the opportunity to continue to live, then change can come at any time, right? That can happen. But the only way that change comes is if you want it. So the question is, can you turn a to a housewife? You can't. Because you can't change nobody.
Can I add a layer to that? Can
Go ahead.
I'm listening. That look.
my question is, I think one of the more appropriate questions is, can you get over somebody's past? Because he made mention in the letter about having heard people talking about, I guess, smashing her when she was younger and him feeling a certain way. I really think that's what the issue is.
But it said that he didn't care about it. And I felt like he didn't care about it before because
Do we believe that?
It didn't affect him. It didn't affect him. He can hear all these stories or whatever, but it's like, okay, well, I still got a good wife and she still fucks me, so it doesn't matter. But it's the fact now that she doesn't want to fuck him no more, that it's just like, oh, okay, so because you so much in the past, now this is a problem for me.
What about as a general matter? Can you get over a woman's
question?
past? First of all, there's no real question, and that's clear.
What?
Like, there's no
That
real
is
in the letter.
It's a storyline we just
Right.
building on.
But that's the question though. Can you get over a person's past, right? So can you get over, a person tell you, this is what I used to do. I prefer that. I probably prefer hope probably to some degree, because the thing about hope is that if they own who they are, then they give you freedom. But freedom is honesty, right? And if you own who you are, then you giving the person that you're dealing with the freedom to say yay or nay. So now, if I know that she's been with a lot of dudes and I have the freedom and opportunity to say, nah, I ain't with that, or it is what it is, right? When I don't know is when it's a harder fall from the building. It's like, I just found out you was doing. I didn't even. Who are you? I didn't know this. Who are
The
you? Who are you? Like,
deceit.
I didn't know. Like, you find it. See, that's worse when you find out when you into somebody and then you find out later on that they was doing a lot of different things, and you find out that she had friendly pussy, and you find out that she was just very, just very mixy in this kind of way. And then when you get to you just like,
But
oh,
to
wow.
be fair, does everyone have to disclose what they've gone through in the past, or
to an extent.
like who they've had sex with or how many, persons that they've slept with.
You don't have to run down the list, but I mean, just be realistic, right? And just you don't have to say, look, I 25 niggas, right? You don't have to say that, but who you are is going to come out, whether it come out early or come out later on, right? So don't portray something that you're not. See, I tell you what it is. I've done it. If you think I did it, I probably did. So I'm telling you right now, what you getting yourself into, because it's pretty. Yeah, I might have done it.
Is that because there's something to look forward to, like, oh, like this person, I used to deal with them in the past, so they might create a issue for us in our future, or is it just like just being honest for no reason?
Just be honest.
What are you talking about? Honest for no reason?
I'm just saying, because if I don't have to mention like this specific partner that I was with or this specific someone that I had sex with, like, why am I mentioning that?
Well, you don't have to mention specifically who. You don't have to mention, I knocked off this guy, that ball player, this rapper. You don't got to go through all that. But I mean, if you was out here, knocking guys off, you should say, listen, I got a pass. I've done some. Cool. We all done some shit. Probably did more shit than you.
Hopefully.
Because
if you got more than me, I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I don't even want to play with it.
I think part of it is, and I totally agree with you. You have to be honest about it, because you don't want your person going into a situation where everybody looking at them crazy, like, damn, he fucking with that hoe. Like, and you walking around like you got doodle on your head, on your face, and you don't know why.
Right.
Everybody looking at you crazy.
Right. It's better when you walk in the room and you with a hoe.
Exactly.
So when everybody looking at you like, yo, you with that hoe? Yes.
I feel okay. Can I interject again? Because I think that statement is a little subjective, because
no, I'm with the hoe.
That is like, do you see yourself as a hoe? I think that's the point I'm trying to make. I feel like,
come on now.
No, I'm being serious.
Definition.
I'm being serious, because I mean, maybe to people in the streets it would be like, okay, well, I know she fucked this person, this person, this person, so in my head she's a hoe. But to her, like, she's had dealings with different people, and that don't make her a hoe. That's just what her situation was. So why I'm gonna be telling you, I'm gonna lay everything out on the table if I feel like there was anything wrong with what I did, or I see myself as then I'm gonna say, like, okay, I've had a past, or so that
probably missing.
What was missing?
That you just have not acknowledged who you really are.
Yeah.
Because if everybody knows you as a hoe, and you only known for being a hoe, then you're a hoe.
It ain't no smoke without a fire.
What I'm trying to say is, a guy will be real quick to call a girl a hoe just because he know two people that she slept with.
It's never two.
It ain't two, man. Trust me, it ain't two. And I'm the most hoe friendly guy. Like, I'm like a hoe whisperer.
You.
Like, I don't judge, right? I don't judge nobody. But I mean, just own who you are. I think what the issue becomes is when you trying to like fool me to make me believe that you something other than you not. That's where the issue is at. Own who you are. It's okay. We all have things in our lives that we may not be as proud of, things that we made mistakes on, things that, listen, I want to take my dick back on a couple of women. Like, I wish I never did that.
How many?
This is more than a couple. Yeah, it's a stack. Yeah.
Would they say the same?
I mean, I feel like if you a hoe, you got a few regrets. Are you a hoe?
So what?
I said, are you a hoe?
No, I'm a friendly guy. I'm a nice guy. You understand?
He said he got the friendly dude.
No, I'm a good guy. You understand? I first of all, I don't live in a world where I can just be classified just off of, other people's perceptions, because I'm cool with the person I am. I'm single, right?
Okay.
I handle my business. I take care of my responsibilities, and I'm not out leading people on, right? I think you become these things when you leading people to believe things that you're selling different things, right? I want to be with you. I want to be with you. I only want to be with you. I only want to be with you. baby, I love you, and I only want to be with you. And you before you turn around, you done said that to 5 different girls, and then you live in this double, triple, quadruple life, and that's the problem. But if I say, listen, I'm a single man, and let's enjoy each other's time when we with each other. What I do and what you do when we're not around each other is our business, right? It's our business, right? But when we together, we can enjoy each other's times. And does that make a man a hoe? No, it makes a man honest. And now you have the freedom to say whether you want to do it or you don't. Take it or leave it.
Oh,
Okay.
I think
I
that was.
was about to say that sounds like a very good explanation that can go both ways.
Honest hoes, just what I said. I like the hoe. I'm a hoe whisperer.
Well, I mean, I think in general, most people respect people who, in order for me to be honest with you about me, I gotta know me. So when you can tell me what you are, who you are, and what you did, I automatically have a respect for you,
That's right.
regardless if I'm gonna rock with you or not.
That's right.
I respect you as a person.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, some of these situations, like this one, is like when I'm finding out 20 years into marriage, this is wild because, like he said, like I told y'all back there, I don't like any type of betrayal. I don't like any type of deception. Those are the two things I would never respect, and those are the two things that would probably make me do the most craziest things.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how attached we are. Like,
How crazy? How crazy though?
all the way to 100.
You went.
All the way.
That was violent. Scared me there. Like, let's come back.
Wait.
That was crazy.
Let's go
With
back.
respect to deception, would you be like, say your partner did something, would you be looking for them to come to you and say like, yo, I did this? Or and if that's the case, are you willing to do the same?
Yeah, so, like, my thing is this. I say yes in most cases. I'm willing to do this.
Nah, see,
Right?
It's the smirk.
I'm not saying
Fine.
I'm saying that because in sometimes, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, I've been honest my whole life. That'd be a lie.
Mhm.
You feel me? But in most cases, I was honest about what I did. You know what I'm saying? I try to beat it to the punch. Before anybody gonna tell my story, I'm gonna tell my story. Then you can hear the others, and then you can rock with it however you want to rock with it. You know what I mean? But I would respect it, and I would expect it if she did do something for her to come to me. That has more of a rebuilding process than if I was to
Find
hear it out.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we do it here, right? We all have the tough conversations. This didn't happen by accident. I'm assuming you probably had tough conversations in your life, in your household, you and you as well as me. So for me to deal with somebody seriously, I want you to have that tough conversation when you mess up. Own it. You know what I mean? And depending on what it is, hopefully I could forgive you. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we could build past it. But I tell you what, you'll never break my trust if you are unfaithful and honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you did something, you stepped out, you said, yo, listen, I stepped out. This is why I stepped out. It might not be a good reason, but it is what it is. I still trust you to be honest with me, even though you can do some things that I might not like in our relationship.
It's right. It is honesty. Right. It's better. It's easier to process. Right. So it's like if I know what you're capable of, right? If then it's easier for me to deal with it, right? Opposed to you presenting yourself to be something that you're not, and then I find out 2 years later, like, oh my God, you really a fucking hoe. Hold on.
That's the worst.
Hold on. No, hold on.
One more
Like, you
time.
really a hoe. Like, I didn't know that you was capable of this. I didn't know this was you. But it really was them. They was just good at hiding it. And you were misled. And that is deception.
I mean, I don't disagree. It was actually a rhetorical question. 'Cause
Man, let me ask
I
you a
like the
question.
honesty.
Have you experienced that? And if you have, can you give us a little general story on how that went?
What?
Being deceived by somebody who who put up the perception of something
I
else.
get deceived all the time, but yeah.
What's your worst story?
Probably I was deceived into a situation where I was just like, so a girl I was dealing with at the time, I found out that she had knocked off a rapper, and I was like, knocked off another rapper. What? I couldn't believe it. And at the time when somebody told it to me, it was like, yo, you know, she was hanging around such and such. You know, that's just, you know, they be rocking like that. I was like, nah. In my mind, I'm saying nah, but you know, as the conversation is flowing, I'm standing in ice water, like,
That would be me too.
right?
My mom wouldn't leave
So
it.
when I finally saw her, I was like, yo, you you be dealing with such and such. Like, no. Just try to deceive me and wind up coming out later, right? So these are those times. And the issue with that was I was highly, highly bothered by that because I had an image of her in my mind that she allowed to fester in my mind, like of her being something. And I didn't know that she was capable of that. See, that's what I'm saying is freedom. So if she had presented herself and said, yo, this is what I'm on and this type of, woman that I am, then it could have been easier for me to process. It was a long drop from the building because I felt that and I was highly bothered.
Yep.
Well, hold on. Because I understand that you would be bothered by that, right? But what exactly did you want her to say so that you wouldn't have felt deceived? As to the type of person she was, did you expect her to say, and this is rhetorical.
No, that's a good question.
Did you expect her to say like, hey, like, I fuck with you, I'm rocking with you, but just so you know, I could be fucking with somebody else?
That's a good question. The problem that I had in this situation was that she was constantly saying to me, I'm not the type of girl that'll mess with two dudes at the same time.
Okay.
I'm only fucking you. I'm only messing with you. You was constantly saying that to me.
Okay.
Right? And when that is said to a person, that what does that do? That you create a sense of expectation, like, okay, cool. So then I expect you to move like that.
Okay.
Right? Because you've been saying this to me. And now I find out that at the same time that you were saying this to me, you was doing this other shit.
Don't trust nobody.
This is my point.
Because I was also going to say, like, it also creates a little bit of, like, resentment for, like, like you said, like, you've thought about her in a certain, like, light.
Right.
And if that was me, I would have kind of blamed myself for that. But you did say that it was her, like.
You would blame yourself? Why?
Yeah, because it's like, well, why did I think of her that highly? But it was like, you told me that she was the one saying like, oh, I would
Right.
never do this, or, I'm this type of person. But if
Right.
it's like, if you built her up so highly
Right.
to be this type of person, that led to your, long fall.
Right.
Because you thought very highly of her. You built her up that way.
No, but it was only with reason. It was only, based on the fact that this is what she was consistently saying to me.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. When
you came to her, that was literally her out to be like, you know what?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah,
But
exactly.
instead, she just built.
Right. But she the first thing is, what's the first thing she do? She ran to what she was comfortable at, telling a lie.
Of course. That's who she is.
This is the comfort zone. You're a liar. This is what you do.
No.
That's the issue.
Too.
And the whole conversation from my standpoint was based around honesty. How far can we go with somebody, right, without the honesty? How can we trust somebody if they're not honest? So if you don't tell me who you are, if you don't present to me who you are, how can I trust you?
That's a fact. And that the problem is that, and the thing is, we got to start thinking about certain things. Like, I'm just going to go one step, a little bit to the left. It's like, we're responsible for, I'm not saying that this is not you, but in general, we're responsible for certain, I guess, trust issues that we create within people when we are the dishonest person in their life. Like, if I'm dealing with this girl, if I'm dealing with Amanda, and Amanda's been lying to me, so then now me and Amanda break up, right? Boom. And I deal with Erin, and Erin's lying to me. Now me and Erin break up. And now by the third girl, I still, I love her to death, but now I got a little bit of trust issues. We always say, don't bring your baggage in, but when you've been in the world full of muck, you know what I'm saying, and deceptions, it's hard to not keep your BDI up on the person that you're dealing with.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody ever takes full responsibility. They all say, go get therapy, go find a way to heal. But it's like, well, why do I got to do that if we could just have better people? And it's not about
Just need better people, man.
And I don't mean you gotta be Saint Mary. You want to be a hoe, cool. Listen, I got my I got a whole catalog. You know what I'm saying? But Be
Of
honest
hoes.
about it. Yeah, I meant whole catalog.
No, but
HOE.
you said you had a whole catalog.
Yeah.
Hoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel
Yeah.
like the only difference in what I feel like you said, because sometimes it is very hard to like go on a relationship when the person has trust issues that stem from like past relationships. Like I totally get not really being able to fully trust people, but like let that be like something that you hold yourself accountable to.
Yeah.
Like and you never like fully let your guard down enough for that to show though. You know what I'm saying? Because when people come in with trust issues in relationships from you know, past trauma, past relationships, they're kind of always like bringing up things like, "Oh, well, my ex did that, so I don't really know if you telling the truth." Like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like,
I'm not saying do that.
Well, I know I think and you have a point. I think the way that you process that is to set your expectations at the jump. Like,
mhm.
look, yeah, I got some baggage. I've been in three bad relationships. They all lied, and I'm gonna let you know that that's an issue for me. So, if you don't feel comfortable with the truth, then we shouldn't even go down that road. Because there are a lot of people, they do not feel comfortable with hard conversations. They do not feel comfortable with the truth. Either they scared of it or they think the other person's gonna react a certain way, and they literally have no idea how the other person is gonna react. And I think if that's one of your deal breakers, you have to lead with that. You have to.
I mean, that's what you should like. Who raised these people? Like you should be leading with who you are from the get.
That's not as easy as said than done.
Yeah,
It's
I
more
mean,
easier said.
Yeah.
Right.
I can agree with that because honestly, some people are just trying to portray what seems like is going to match the next person.
Most people do.
And it's different for you because you're in a position, been in a position for a long period of time where somebody will probably just try to mold and be whatever they need to be next to you with
Well,
the success that you've had.
Yeah, but it doesn't always. It doesn't always pan out that way, right? Because she said something that made sense, and this is a true story. So it was a girl I was dating, and we was cool. We was rocking, and it was like the energy was cool. I was liking her time. She was digging my time. Everything was cool, no pressure. And then she started to want to have conversations about, titles and things like that. Where is this going? And I'm like, whoa, where's it going? It's going where it's going. Like, let's just rock, right? Because I feel like once you start the conversation about, I'm your boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, that sets these standards that you now have to live up to, right? So now if I'm your boyfriend and I'm saying that, now I have to live up to that standard. And I'm telling you right now, that's an area that I may fail at, right? So let's just let things happen the way they happening. Let things happen organically. Whatever is meant to be, will be. And I gave her the truth. And she wasn't good with that. The truth wasn't good. So all she was looking for was assurance, right? If I would have said to her, yes, I want to be your boyfriend. I only want to be with you. We're going to be together. Whether I was telling the truth or not, I was lying. She was cool with that. So everybody don't want the truth.
That's true.
That's a fact.
But again, like, and I think y'all both said this, like, being honest and upfront, like, that's really the only way you're gonna, I guess, hedge your bets to have the best outcome.
Because even if she didn't want to hear the truth and she was going to take whatever came out your mouth at that moment,
That's on
it
her.
that was on her, but it would have created a problem for you later down the line when you
course.
didn't exceed her expectation.
That's my point, and I don't even want to play that game, right? So why am I going to set myself up and put myself in a position where now you have these expectations of me, right? You asking me why there's women in my section, on social media or the club or the show or whatever, like these type of things, and now you questioning me because now I'm your boyfriend, and you feel like, I'm supposed to live up to that. And now when I fell at that, I'm a bad guy, right? But the thing about it is like I feel like some people, I find in women that they rather be sold a fantasy.
Dream.
They'd rather be sold a dream. because it makes it easier to be processed, right? It's like, man, I'm looking for love. I think this is it. Shows me a good time. This is it. And they want to be told that. They don't want that hard. They don't want no nigga telling them, listen, I like women and women like me, and I am going to be who I'm going to be. They don't want to hear that.
I know.
I mean, it's true, but hey.
Do you think it's a woman thing or a people thing?
I
Because
think
I'm inclined to say it's a people thing.
people, but women are more inclined to have, you know, this idealistic, you know, way of thinking about love, and it's not their fault. It's been
It's Disney's fault.
indoctrinated in us since the beginning of the time. Like, you know, you grow up, you know, you get married, you know, have kids and have a house with a boat in the back, and you know, this idea, and women spend a lifetime trying to find that. Do they find it? Most don't. I don't think so. I don't see many who actually achieve that. You know, because what is forever? None of us seen what forever is. None of us is 85 years old and looking back and like, damn, this is forever, right? So I don't know. I think more women will probably, you know, to answer your question, I think more women. I think it's a human thing, but more women. If I'm saying, yo, look, let's enjoy each other time when we with each other. You know, whatever I got going on, I'm gonna be respectful about. You may have something going on, right? But now if I'm saying I want to be in a relationship, I want us to figure this out, right? So are you gonna be team me? You gonna get off the market, or you gonna be running around playing with niggas and got me and looking on your Instagram page like, who the fuck she with, right? Like what is it gonna be, right? Like you gonna stop playing? I'm gonna stop playing. So it's all about everything ain't for everybody. It's really about two individuals being on the same page. That's it. You on the same page as me? I'm on the same page as you. Let's not lie to each other. You off the market? I'm off the market. Let's do something.
Can you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you find a definition of ladylike?
The definition of ladylike?
Yeah. Because like what I'm thinking is, I was thinking about what he was saying, and kind of the topic is about deleting your whole past, right? And I think that for a lot of men, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I could take myself out of it, because I'd be lying if I tell you that I ain't mess with some hoes. I mess with some really pretty hoes, you know, women that they didn't even think was hoes.
Hoes mostly come pretty.
Yeah, birds. So most hoes are pretty, facts, and they're fun and they cool as hell. Like they like the bro. But if I had to choose which type of hoe I would try to turn into a housewife, I would want to do ladylike. But what is that actual definition?
It is appropriate for or typical of a well-bred, decorous woman.
That's what I would want.
A good hoe that, you know, is gonna do all the things, you know, the nice things.
By the eye. They passed the eye test.
Right, but the one that's gonna take care of the house, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Nah, ladylike. Like I don't want a hoe that still look like a hoe online. like you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you talking about with a little class?
Yeah, she has to have class.
Yeah,
She has
yeah.
to carry herself like a certain way. Like, yeah, she might go ahead and go on a girls trip, whatever. But at least it's like you don't even think she's a hoe. Like, I hate to use this name, but I gotta use the name. Like, I would want her to. Never mind. I'm not even gonna do it.
What?
Please don't.
Don't.
I'm not even gonna do it.
You describing an escort?
Nah. Yeah,
alright.
You know what? If I had to, she would be more like that than you feel
Right.
me. Than
The ones that you don't know, right?
Frivolous hoe that's like at least let it. You know what I'm saying?
Every time you turn around, she popping it. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
not.
like,
yeah,
that's like-
like be yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, like we represent each other. You know what I'm saying? So if everybody's gonna know that I'm with you,
right.
and let's say you did have a whole past, show that there's been progression in your life. Show that there's been
Nice.
involvement in your life. I'm not saying you got to be perfect, but
Right.
at least show that there's been growth. Like, you know what I'm saying? You went from going to having your thong out all the time to maybe you got a nice sundress.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? I ain't saying you got to have a blazer, but like
we like a blazer.
yeah.
Put a blaze on every now and
when you
then.
with me,
Really?
put the blazer on.
Put a blaze on every now.
But like, show us some
Right,
type
so-
of involvement. I need to
course.
see growth. I
Right.
want the world to see that. All right, I'm invested in you. You're invested in me, and we've been growing to get
Right.
together. Because Lord knows I need to grow too.
Lord knows. The Lord knows.
But that's kind of just for you though.
No, I'm saying if I had to
Uh-oh.
choose which hoe to to try to delete their past, that's the type I would choose.
So would that essentially be just like trying to put lipstick on a pig?
Yeah, you know.
That's what it sounds like.
No, not if she's actually changing.
But
You ever seen Pokemon?
But her
no.
actual change doesn't have anything to do with her social media.
I'm just giving an example.
You're giving it an example because you don't want to be perceived as someone that is dealing with a hoe.
No,
So you don't want it to seem to the public eye that she is a hoe. Whether people saw her as a hoe or not. It's like, okay, well, if this is what you used to do, or if these are the pictures you used to take, that's dead.
No, what I'm trying to say is don't try to feed me a dream. If you're gonna tell me that you're trying to change or you're telling me that you're done with your old ways, demonstrate it. Move with
And
it.
she will showcase that with you.
No, but if you're just showcasing that with me and not everybody else, then are you really trying to change? See, like the thing is, regardless of whatever people want to say, and it takes a very strong person to not fall victim to the categorization of how people view you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he said before, if everybody's calling you a hoe, most likely you a hoe.
What you think about that though? Because
Or
what they're
there's
saying
just a wildfire rumor.
Not a wildfire.
So the thing is, I like what you're saying, right? Because it's like, is she still a hoe, right? Or is she just she's a good woman, but just likes to bust it open,
Crazy.
right? So there's a line because some women feel like I should be able to wear what I want to wear, right? If I want to come outside and have see-through shit on, my titties out, you know, who gives a fuck? This is what I want to wear, right? So is there a line between, you know, being a good woman at home and then, you know, maybe having a hoish,
Image.
yeah, like hoey kind of outlook or kind of hoey kind of,
Reputation.
you know, kind of
I got a daughter. I would be
dress code or
I would be like
The whole costume.
yeah. You can have a nice, classy woman, a lawyer, doctor. You can have a very professional woman, a woman that even helps with your business, right? You don't necessarily have to have a hoe, do you?
That's true because when you're in certain circles,
I mean, it's easy to have a hoe.
but listen, when you're in certain
Some men
circles, you
can't
can't just
maintain that,
bring
though.
a hoe around.
So, excuse me.
Like when you're in certain circles,
Right.
like you have to bring around a certain person who also exudes what you exude.
That's what he was saying. Now she could have been a hoe, but now she's elegant.
Yeah.
She's charming and she's witty and she's classy and she put that shit on. And when we stepping, right? This is what he's saying. Now, if we together and every time, you know, people go up on your page and every time somebody see you busting it open, then, you know, what do people judge by? People judge by the eye, never the hand. So what they see is perception, is reality.
Facts. That's a fact. Now, what I wanted to touch on.
I mean, but the reality is not what they see online, though.
But
if you know the
it is, though.
person,
But I think he's saying if you have evolved, then at some point that should manifest itself somewhere such that people actually see and notice an evolution from what you were to what you
To
were
what you are
then to
now.
what you are now.
Right, because just like what she just said, stepping into the room, like when we go certain rooms, right?
Right.
Certain rooms call for a different way of dressing, right? Call for a different code. So I'm stepping in the room and we dress to the T, and my woman is dressed like, you know, she work at Starlets. Like, what we doing? Now, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody in the room is gonna look, but it's like, what we talking about? So at some point we gotta balance some of this whole shit that we out here,
yeah,
you know.
Because now they judging you. They were like, man, he lacks judgment
Yeah,
to bring this type
Right.
of woman
Right.
into this situation.
Indeed.
Like, I mean, now that's a personal reflection on him.
It's like you ever been? I mean, probably not. But you ever been in front of the same judge for some dumb shit a couple times,
Indeed.
and then he look at you like you ain't gonna change, But really, you could be a whole community asset on the back end, given to the public, you know what I'm saying, doing this, that, the third. But every time he sees you or she sees you,
Right.
it's always in a negative way.
Right.
So that's how they're going to really treat you.
Mhm.
And then, you know, it does boil down to not only just your spouse, it boils down to maybe your parents, your friends, your whole circle. So, like, you really got to be careful about what you do because, whatever image that you actually create for yourself could be detrimental for others around you who are associated. That's why they made the whole terminology guilty by association. You know what I'm
Preach.
saying? Like, you could be a good girl, but you got 4 whole friends. And what's the next one? Hoes of a feather, flock together.
You know what? That's real. What he said is true. What he said is true. I
Appreciate it, man.
Where are the statistics?
no, for real. No, what he said is true because I tell women all the time. I say, listen, you mad because the guys over there said all them bitches is hoes, and you happen to be in the pack of all them bitches because if they know 2 or 3 hoes in that circle, so they figure 2 or 3 hoes with another 2 girls, everybody got to be a hoe.
Yep.
Right? So if I know 2 known friendly women, right,
Friendly women.
from New York City, and I'm out somewhere and I see these 2 women walk in with another 2, I see 4 girls all together, I'm gonna say to myself, oh shit, the hose is out. The hose is out. They out tonight.
Facts.
Okay, the hose is out. I'm not gonna say, oh, they might be good girls with them. We don't know if, that those 2 I know for sure because they everybody knocked them off. But the other 2 may not so much. They could be good. Nobody's gonna, like I said, people judge by the eye. Like what they see is reality.
And we could throw this full circle. We're not gonna make this strictly about women too. Let's make it about guys. You see a bunch of guys and hey, listen, they be tricking off. Girls know. Girls will have that whole conversation and be like, okay, there's 4 guys over there. I know 2 of them be doing whatever the hell. We gonna go get the other 2. You 2 get those 2, and I'm gonna go get these 2. And maybe one of them could be a good guy.
I don't want the possibles. Give me the 2.
I was about to say.
Give me the 2 books.
Well, why would I?
But I'm
Why
saying
would
is
I
that
run
they all
over
viewed
there?
as the same thing.
He said, why would you run over there?
Why would I run over there about some? Maybe those are possibly 2 good
I
guys.
was being nice because it was a guy, but really
That was
they
a
all
spades
the
reference.
same. Like realistically, what I'm trying to say is this: who you hang with can mistakenly be perceived as who you are.
Some of that
It's
juice,
very fair.
some of that whack juice or pussy juice or hoe juice or trick juice, whatever, can get on you, right?
Get on you,
Spray.
What is tricking?
spirits.
No, but what is tricking? Like,
Oh, tricking.
Yeah.
Oh, like okay, so
It doesn't exist if you have it.
it always exists, no matter if you got it or not. Tricking, I believe, is when you're just frivolously giving, realistically with expectations of gaining.
I like this guy.
Feel me?
God, this
Feel me?
Rico Suave. That's your name. His name is Rico.
Rico Love,
Is
Rico
it-
Suave.
Rico. Is that your real name? Is that your real name, Rico?
No, that was given
Is
to
it-
me
Why?
because I was that guy.
This guy's smooth. This guy's smooth. This is a smooth guy. Rico Suave. That's what they called you, right?
Hundo.
Hundo.
You gotta keep it a hundo.
Rico. Wow. Okay, you got it, man.
I appreciate
Hey,
it.
coping guys.
You got it. Okay.
Over here.
Got it.
Make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate this guy right now. Yo, y'all got
Yeah.
that live?
Well, actually, since we're taking like this little break, do you have any like projects going on you want people to look out for?
Okay, so we just dropped the song Valentine's Day. Me, Fabulous, my new group called the Star Babies, O Wave Yellow Zoo. So I don't know if y'all caught that yet. It's called Best for Me. We just dropped that on Valentine's Day, so that's out right now.
Is it a love
Sorry,
song?
babies, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Right, yeah, we did acoustic version of it yesterday.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't say a love song, but it's a nice song. I mean, it's not we're not putting women down, you know. It's a dope song. It's a vibe. So you should check it out. That's available right now. Video's out, and we just rocking and rolling.
Yo, Maino, have you ever made a song
Mhm.
because of a heartbreak?
Yeah, I go at shit like, yo, yeah. Not really a heartbreak, but I
Heartache.
don't, if I'm bothered by something, if there's an action that I was bothered by, I get in there and throw shots.
Okay, but that's not really heartbreak.
What do you mean?
Is it? Okay, would you describe it as a heartbreak or just say
I
like
wouldn't describe it as a
that
heartbreak.
kind of
I
just sounds like that bitch just did something that got me so tight, so I'm right about it.
Yeah.
But
Talk
not
shit.
like no, but not like oh my gosh, my heart is aching. That bitch just broke my heart, like
No.
type shit.
No.
Like 90s R&B vibe, like that kind of heartbreak.
My heart is aching.
Have you ever gotten your heart broken? Maybe you never got your heart broken.
You're not gonna let us know.
Maybe
know.
no. I know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying. Y'all with me? Come on. Let's. We're a team.
We
Let's,
going together.
Like, let me figure it out.
Let me.
Did
Have
anybody
I
ever
ever
break
had
my
my
heart?
heart broken? I don't think it was broke. Yeah, maybe.
Are you too
Maybe.
cool for that?
No, I'm not cool at all.
Like-
I'm trying to understand because here's the thing. I was trying to understand if my heart was broken or if I was just so used to the situation. What did I miss more? Was it her or did I miss what she represented? That's what I was always confused at.
Okay.
Did you ever figure it out?
Nah, that's my point. That's why when I don't know if I was mourning her love. I think I was mourning what she had represented at the time. You understand? So it's very confusing, right? So you can be in love with a person, but really more in love with what they present.
Mm-hmm.
So and I think in that situation, I was more in love with what was going on, right? So I don't know if I was truly ever heartbroken. I was highly bothered. I was hurt. I don't know if I was ever heartbroken to the point where I couldn't get up and still continue to progress. And then I definitely never made songs from that, standpoint.
How long were you sad about it?
For a minute, or a couple weeks.
I'm gonna say 2
It
weeks.
sounds like a heartbreak.
Really?
A couple weeks.
Really?
I don't know if that's a heartbreak.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
At least months.
oh, my bad.
Months.
Child, I'll get the fuck up and I'm moving fuck on. Couple weeks is a heartbreak, okay?
That's what I
Couple
thought.
weeks.
Months, years. Y'all sticking. Y'all sticking.
I guess it's relative to who you are and what the situation is. So, and like I said, I to this day I'm still not clear as to what more, was it the situation or was it the actual person? Because when I think about the actual person, I started thinking about all the shit that I hate about him. And then I think about all the good shit that they represented. So what did I actually love? More. I'm
Sounds
still,
like the situation
Yeah. Or the
sounds
idea
like
of
a
it.
situation.
It sounds like it's
or what they represented.
Oh,
I think it sounds like it's hard to get to that place to know what you really feel.
right. I'm not
You know, to
easy.
get to that
See, the
place.
problem with me, I'm not easy. I don't love easy. I don't love easy. And I think that's probably a detriment of mine is that I don't love easy. I've had wonderful women in my life, dope women, great women, loyal women, really, really, really great women. But I don't love and feel as easy as other people do. So,
Is that by design?
no, I think that's about life. I think life sometimes deals with us in ways that sometimes harden us up in other ways. You understand? So everybody is different. I don't know if I give it that easy. I probably receive it more, but it's like I don't know how to receive it. It's like, hey, baby, I love you. You love me. Talk about you love
That
me.
is so mean.
You mean you love me? How you
be
love
like,
me?
for
You love me
real?
how? How you
I
love
know.
about me? What you talking about? You
Love
love
me
me? Well, why would you love me? Like, I don't understand. So, no, seriously, I think receiving it has always been my problem because I know in my mind, and I see a lot of people also, I see a lot of other people going through it, is that we always looking for something better.
Mm.
It's like we never satisfied. It's like, I like her, but is this the one? Am I going to get on red carpet with her? Like, is this the one? Like, nah, maybe not. Maybe I need her. And then you go after her. Like, so it's like tangible things like the house, the car, the jewelry, everything that you actually want looks better when you don't have it, right? So you never had a Bentley before. It looks better when it's not yours. And you get it, and it's like, after a while, you like,
The maintenance on
in
that
it.
thing.
Nah, it's not even that. You in it, it doesn't have the same feel because you're not viewing it from the outside in no more. you're on the inside now, right? So it's just like taking things for granted, right? You get a piece of jewelry, you get the house that you wanted, you're like, man. And after a while, it's just like, you understand? So a lot of times we go in relationships like that. We be halfway in, still want more. And as men, as men, I think how men are designed, we like variety. Like we hunters naturally. Like we want more. Like I know you good. I do have feelings for you, but man, I was out last night and I did it again, right? You know, so
I know she good too.
yeah, it is enough. It is enough at the time, right? But life is life, and every day we trying to get more, and we running into different energy, running into different women, and maybe we want that at the time, you know. So it's just like I said, are we truly ever satisfied? So I'm at a place right now. So now, like I said earlier, I'm not presenting myself to be as greater than what I am. I'm not presenting myself to be more than what I am, right? I'm not going to say to you, I want to only be with you. I don't at this point. I don't even think that's realistic because then I'm gonna be like everybody else. We're gonna be at the altar. We're gonna be somewhere else, and then we're gonna find out that I was a cheater the whole time. Like,
I guess we'll take that as a yes.
no.
First of all, from what he said, say what? I said, I don't know
No, it's
damn
not.
well.
I mean, it really was yes or no.
No.
You didn't
I'm just
answer it.
joking though. I was joking. I joke a lot. But what is commitment? Right? It's commitment that we got to define what commitment is, right? Because I believe that being loyal and being faithful is two different things. I believe that you can be loyal to somebody. You know, I'm there for you. Something happened, I'm the first person there. I'm the emergency number that you call. You know, I got your back, right? I'm your foundation. Being faithful is a whole different thing, right? So what is commitment? I think commitment is relative to, like we said before, like if two people come up with what they could, you know, my commitment to this woman may be different than her commitment to her husband, right? You know, look, we're gonna exist in a space where we gonna like on each other or love on each other or whatever, you know, but we're gonna leave it open until we ready to really commit to each other on a higher level. So, you know.
It's poetic. It's actually really beautiful. And no, but but I actually agree with that. I think that that's I got you. That's a good and fair statement because loyalty, and you say this all the time about like loyalty and faithfulness, but this is the one issue. It all goes back to what the people in that relationship or situationship or whatever would they agree to, because you can literally commit, but your commitment looks like X and her commitment looks like X. Y'all may have come in with yours being A and hers being B, but y'all have agreed to have X.
That's right.
You know, and it may not include faithfulness on either part, but you might be down for her and she might be down for you. You know, she might be the beneficiary on the life insurance or the 401k or your bank accounts or whatever. But, you know, she might be fucking other niggas, but she loves you. You know.
Right. Possible,
That's
right?
unfortunate.
But no, the commitment.
But she loves you.
But she loves you. But she loves you, and I love her too, right? So it's like
I love her too.
commitment. It could be, you know, we commit to be with each other. You know, we commit to, you know, different women on the weekends. Like, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever we agree to.
Yes.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's also like it's a tough pill to swallow.
Because you got to fit into the normal society. And men will look outside too to see what's normal.
But you don't
Like,
have
that situation,
to.
like, that's
I mean, like I feel like at the end of the day, we could always go with the subjective part, right? Everything is subjective per person. And then I think about it as like, it depends now what you're asking and requiring me to do. If you're requiring, if I had to look at the whole relationship and say, okay, these are all the things that you're requiring me to do, and I weigh them and they outweigh yours, right? maybe we come to an agreement that they both my workload is heavier.
Mm.
I then don't feel as if it is fair for you to then desire more outside of this relationship. I believe if you do go 50-50 on everything, then you both should be able to go out. You both should be able to step outside your relationship. Be honest.
This nigga smooth.
I really believe it.
Yeah, you know.
You a girl.
This is what I believe, you know.
I'm saying? Like,
You got it.
Oh,
But,
fake
like,
ass Socrates.
I was about to say,
I've been
full of
doing-
shit ass nigga. Like, what the fuck?
I'm just saying, because at the end of the day, it's like, I'll be damned, and I'm just being real. I'll be damned if I'm taking care of a woman and she hit me with the, hey, well, you cheated, so I'm cheating back. Like, to me,
Right.
I can't do that because I'm not taking care of nobody and then they can step out. For me, it's not fair. Right? Now, if you are taking care of your side and I'm taking care of my side, now I feel like we're coexisting. So therefore, we can then do the same things equally. You know what I mean? It's like, the way I could compare it is like, trying to compare an associate's degree to a bachelor's. Somebody put in more work than you. You don't get the same accolades as the person that put in more work with you. You don't get the same, potentials, range as somebody that you put in more work than. That's just how I think it and view it. So, yeah, you want to be able to cheat and step outside, come with a bag too.
But again, that
come with a bag too.
but
and then
again,
I'll
that's an
consider it.
agreement.
It's an agreement. It's about what did you agree
Yeah.
to.
No, I'm saying that's the only way I can agree. But I be thinking, because I try to separate ourselves from the conversation sometimes. Because sometimes you got to realize that we are probably in a better position than most people in Alabama and Mississippi and Arkansas, right? And like in those places, like for real, the average income over there is like $20,000 a person.
But the cost of living is also
Right.
Significantly
It
lower.
doesn't matter. You're making $20,000.
The
The
cost,
cost of the world is still way more expensive. You can't get that many experiences.
I mean, you got cops up here only making 35,000, 40.
Imagine that.
It's worse.
Worse, and that's up here.
Not in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, they out here killing people for
Base pay
$35.
is 30, 40 grand. something like that.
That's probably why they'd be chilling, right? So, but my thing is, we can't. I try to tap into their shoes because it's like, if I'm somebody who I know I'm barely making ends meet, or I'm making ends meet, but I don't have enough to actually go out and enjoy life to the way that I enjoy life now, like, what would I be okay with? Like, what would be my reality?
That's a good point.
And so, like, I try to remember that when I say certain things, because it's like, yeah, cool. Can the dude that's and got can he deal with that? Yeah, because he's probably dealt with it before. But can the dude who is only making $35,000 a year, working 40 hours a week, really be like, yeah, it's okay for you to step out? Like, it's like he's not gonna have that same, especially if he's spending that whole $40,000 just to survive.
I don't know. Based on what the streets be saying, they really be making a lot of demands. They
Who's making demand?
the 40,000. I really hate to say it. I'm sorry. The people that Rico is speaking about, they're still looking for like a certain type of woman who's gonna be committed and what's the word? Boy, that's your favorite word. And submissive.
Yeah.
You know. Oh wait, what you got to say about it? I want to hear.
No, I don't. I don't come with all that. I'm just be who you are. If you don't, I don't have those type of requirements. Like I don't, you don't got to cook and clean.
You don't dig that much into it.
Nah, I'm not. I don't because what happened to me one time is that I met a girl. We was cool. I took her out one time, and then she came to my house, and like never left. Right? I didn't notice.
What you mean you
Didn't notice. She never left. Like she came, and it was just like she started like doing little stuff. Like, hey, babe. I was coming to my house, and then I was watching her go to the laundry. I'm like, she's still here.
She washing them same clothes
Then,
over and
right,
over.
No, it was like, time is going on, and then like it's oatmeal being made in the morning. It's like food being cooked at night. I'm like, it's like house is being cleaned, and it was like before I noticed, like a month went by. I was like, yo, she's still here.
That's on you.
It was on me. That's what I'm saying. Listen, I accept full responsibility.
She got
Right? So what I'm saying is that I didn't require that. She didn't have to do none of that, but she wanted to do that. And the problem, the thing is that the reason why I don't require that is because I don't want to be playing house with you to make you feel like this is what I want. Because when you do that, in that situation, because I wasn't saying nothing, because I was going like, oh, okay, this is cool. It made her feel like I was leading her on. I was like, I wasn't leading you on. She was like, well, you didn't stop me.
You didn't.
What? Why was I?
Right, and I
You
learned my
didn't.
lesson.
You
don't gotta-
You also didn't tell her to leave either.
Right, but my point is, I learned my lesson from that. You are right, right?
Yeah.
So this is the reason. Like I don't require that. Like you don't have to. You chill out. Put those clothes down. You don't gotta.
This is
get-
what
I was about to say,
down.
put
Don't worry about the
frying pan down.
Don't worry about the dishes. I got it. And don't. But you got clothes all over it. Don't worry about it. I got a cleaning lady. She's gonna be here next week. Don't worry about it. I got this. It's because I don't want to create that, and because that'd be something else. So yeah, I don't require that.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Is that because you don't want anything demanded of you?
Ooh. I
So
think
what?
that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? No, go ahead.
I was about to say, it's kind of like you have, like now you owe that person. That person has literally forced themselves
A debt.
into your life, and they're doing this for you, they're doing that for you, they're
Right.
doing that for
Hold
you,
up.
unannounced, unasked, and it's just like, okay, well, now they have something to hold over your head.
To answer your question, it's not that I don't. What was the question?
Do you do that so no one has to demand anything?
To
of you?
demand, not too early, right? I don't want the responsibility of playing house and being in a relationship so early, right? It's like, whoa, slow up. You know, we shouldn't be doing this. You know, only a month or two in, like damn near living in my house, like, you know, because now I don't mind doing stuff for people. If I like you, it's within my means and my power. It's cool. I don't have no issue. But I don't want to feel the responsibility of doing that because I feel like you're doing these other things. I feel like I'm being pushed into a situation that I absolutely did not really ask for. So that's why I don't ask for that much. If it's, I believe in this. I believe in the universe. If something is meant to be, it will be. Like it's gonna manifest. It's gonna happen organically the way it's supposed to be. We don't have to force it. Oh, the mayor thing was about.
I saw you with the whole.
Yeah, that was simply just about drill rap and what was going on with drill music. Because when he got elected, it was at the time there was a lot of talk about what drill rap was doing to the street and what it was doing to the culture and with these kids, you know, dying and shooting. I felt like there was a lot of conversation about banning drill music and stuff like that. So I wanted him to have a complete understanding of what drill music was at the time. Because Fabio had came to me and was like, man, I want to speak to the mayor, big homie. And I was like, we're gonna make it happen. And you know, shout out to him, B Love, and a couple other young artists that went up there with me. And we actually had some dialogue with him. So that was cool, and it was a cool experience because, you know, he got to hear them. You can't have these conversations about these artists and about the genre of music that they making and not have them in the conversation. So, you know, I was just a connector.
That's dope.
So what is that supposed to lead to?
No, this. I think it was a clarification thing,
Okay.
right? I think it was clarity because there was a lot being said at that time. Oh, we banned drill music. This is before we can jump to these unrealistic answers, and we have to have clarity on what drill music
Right.
really was. Like we can't have an answer for it if we don't know what it really is. So I think that it was more about clarity, and basically having an open door, right, with his administration, with us, you know, when we want to do something, you know. So we got ideas to try to give back. Then there's an open door policy. Look, let's call the mayor. Let's see if we can get him involved with it, and you know, it can pretty much happen.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely.
That's dope. Do you have anything else coming up?
Kitchen Talk. My Kitchen Talk is on Fox. Started Kitchen Talk on a pandemic, right?
So what is it? Tell us about it.
Kitchen Talk is my show. You never watched my show. Kitchen Talk. It started off as a podcast, and we actually got a deal for the Fox Soul, so it comes on. So it's kind of not like a podcast no more. We sit on the couch, we in the kitchen, we talk, and I had some great guests this season. But what happened was I started it as a podcast. I was doing it every week, and we caught some fire, caught some brands, and it started to go viral a little bit, and then I was able to do a deal with Fox Soul. So now the show is not really a podcast no more. It's more like a show. So we only do 12 episodes per season. So my last season was the fall. So I think we're going into spring season now. So every 12 episodes, then we stop and we come back a couple of months later. So, but it's dope because I can focus on so many other things.
Yeah.
Well, what are your topics? Like, what do y'all focus on? Anything in particular?
No, it ain't all this love shit. It ain't all this relationship.
Anything under the sun?
No, I mean we just it's life. We talk about different things, and we had different guests on there. Like I had this past season we had Lala, we had Tracy Morgan, we had Omar Epps. I had a lot of actors on there this past season. I have some rappers at Tusi on there. My man Jim Jones, and a lot of different people from different walks of life come on there. We just talk about life. Talk about what they got going on. Talk about, talk about the shit, man.
Now, well, I want to say thank you. We definitely appreciate you. Well, we definitely appreciate you for pulling up. Your time, is definitely valuable to us.
Thank you.
And hey, listen, you're always welcome back whenever you want.
Thank you.
Yes, we love having Brooklyn in the house.
You're not really.
I'm not really from Brooklyn, but I really am.
Man,
I really am.
Yeah, you like an honorary,
Oh,
we got you.
Wow.
So good.
Dang.
He's trying to we've been really doing this for the past hour and a half, and
So good.
whatever.
We got love for you, but thank you for having me. I think I got a dope show. I see the clips on social media all the time, and they had asked me to come a while back. I was like, I'm gonna come up. But I think it's dope. I think congratulations to y'all, and what y'all run this through. We'll talk about this later. Was it? All right.
yeah, man. Thank you. Everybody else, make sure you keep liking, subscribing, supporting, buy some of our merch. You know what I mean? Any type of way that you can support, help keeps the lights on. It's your boy Rico, and we'll see y'all next time at 8 at the table.
Thanks, Michael Matrope.